What's up everyone, Matt here, and welcome back to part 2 of different ways to set up and use the Traktor X1 MK3. If you haven't seen the first part, check out the video up here where you can see some basic setups to get started. Maybe you're going to play a show in a club with CDJs, or you want to create your own live production for that next festival gig. The X1 can be integrated in many ways, such as using multiple X1s and other Traktor controllers, connecting with external mixers, or running digital controllers such as CDJs and turntables with Traktor Control Vinyl. The X1 is the perfect controller for diving deeper into Traktor's effects, queuing up your next track, or controlling the internal mixer. If you want to learn more, check out the How to Use Everything video I did on the X1 in the description below. This first setup is perfect for anyone looking to have a modular DJ rig. I love modular stuff because it gives me the ability to create the perfect setup for my style of DJing. Maybe you're playing at a festival and you want complete creative control over your performance, or you just want to integrate more of your own production. With this setup, we'll be using the X1 with different Traktor controllers and the Z1 as a mixer. With the X1 connected to the computer via USB and with a power supply, we're going to connect the Traktor Z1, which is a 2-channel mixer, to the X1's USB hub. The Z1 gives us RCA outputs for our speakers and a headphone output on the front for queuing up our next track. Since the X1 gives us a 3-port USB hub, let's also connect a Traktor F1 controller for triggering loops and one-shots. In this setup, we're going to be expanding our personalized live set by using an external mixer. Traktor Pro 3 is compatible with most Pro digital mixers, and all you need to do is plug it in. Traktor automatically sets up all the channels for you. You can always use one X1 to control 2 decks, but if you want total control of all 4 decks at once, you can expand and use 2 X1s. You could also customize your set even further by utilizing Traktor Pro 3's MIDI or link functions. That way you can control external synths, Ableton, or a Maschine Plus for live performances. Maintaining the connection with the computer and the X1, as well as the X1 plugged into power, we're going to plug another X1 into the USB hub. Be sure to check out the Traktor modular bag, which raises the height of the X1 to other mixers and media players. Let's connect the mixer directly to the computer via USB and the speakers to the main outputs of the mixer. Then we will plug our headphones to the mixer's headphone cue output. Traktor automatically sets up everything for you, but let's head over to the settings and confirm all the changes. First things first, you're going to want to make sure your audio device is selected on your mixer. Mine's the DJ M900. Then we'll go to the output routing tab, make sure it's on external, and you can see all the outputs for each deck are already set up for you. You can, however, change these to different outputs if you'd like. Then under the input routing tab, again, you're going to see all the inputs are set up for you. Just to make this set even more mine, I'm gonna connect a small modular rig to the mixer so I can dial in some drums. To make sure everything is in time, I'm going to use Traktor's link to my Eurorack module and send the clock to my drum sequencer. You're gonna wanna go to External Sync and make sure link is selected. This is probably the most common setup that you will see with the X1, especially if you're playing back-to-back with another DJ at a club or festival that already has a mixer and CDJs set up. With this setup, you can utilize the X1 for looping, beat jumping, and controlling all of Traktor's studio quality effects. The X1 connected to the computer via USB and connected with the power supply. The mixer will be connected directly to the computer via USB as well. Now let's plug the CDJ to the X1's USB hub. It's more common to have two, but for this small setup, I'm just gonna be using one. Once the CDJ is connected, you'll press link, and then you'll push in on the encoder to connect it to Traktor. From here, you can turn the encoder to select which deck you want the CDJ to control. We'll connect the speakers to the mixer's main outputs and the headphones to the mixer headphone output cue. For this setup, we are throwing it back to anyone rocking turntables so you can trigger your cues and scratch those samples on the ones and twos. Whether you're layering effects, looping, or beat jumping, using the X1s to support your scratch routines keeps everything right at your fingertips. For this one, we will connect the X1 to the computer via USB and the X1 with the power supply. I'm going to connect another X1 so I can have total control of all four decks at the same time. Now let's connect the mixer directly to the computer via USB, and I'll plug the turntables RCAs into the phono inputs of channel 2 on the mixer, which is deck B for Traktor. In Traktor settings, let's go to timecode setup, switch deck B to scratch control, and then I'm gonna hit play on the turntable. It's now calibrating the vinyl, and it looks like it's good to go. Then let's head over to deck layout, and I'm gonna turn the platter on for deck B. You may have to do some additional settings depending on which mixer you have and how the inputs and outputs are set up. That's it for the final part of this series covering different ways to integrate the Traktor X1 Mark III. If you have any questions, let us know in the comments below. If you don't have an X1 and you want to pick one up, head over to nativeinstruments.com and grab one today. Thanks for watching.